Love English Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Love English Podcast. We are here to help you learn English for your real life in a simple and natural way. I'm your host, Leo.
And I'm Emma. It's so wonderful to be here with you all. This is a safe space for you to learn, so we will always speak slowly and explain everything. Leo, can I just say, ugh, ugh.
Oh no, Emma. I know that sound. That is the sound of a very bad day. Are you okay?
I will be okay, but right now I just feel so stressed and tired. I had a really bad day at work.
I'm so sorry to hear that. A bad day at work can affect your whole evening. And this is a perfect, if unfortunate, way to start our topic for today: how to talk about a bad day at work.
This is such a common conversation. After a long day, you meet a friend or your partner, and the first thing you want to do is talk about it. We have a special word for this, don't we?
We do. It's called venting. To vent is when you talk about your problems or your angry feelings in a strong way to make yourself feel better. It's like opening a window to let all the bad feelings out.
I love that description. And a big part of being a good friend is knowing how to listen to someone who needs to vent. So today, let's talk about both sides: how to talk about your bad day and how to listen to a friend who had a bad day.
Excellent plan. So, let's start with the vocabulary. What are some good words to describe the feeling of having a bad day?
I think the most common feeling is being overwhelmed. If you are overwhelmed, you have too much work to do and you feel like you can't handle it. You feel like you are drowning in tasks.
That's a perfect explanation. A similar word is swamped. You can say, I was so swamped with work today. It creates a picture of being in a swamp where it's hard to move. Another one is buried. I am buried in paperwork.
Overwhelmed, swamped, buried. Those are all great words for when you have too much work. But what if the problem is not the amount of work, but the type of work? What if you had to deal with a difficult person?
That is a different kind of bad day. That kind of day is emotionally draining. Draining means it takes away all your mental and emotional energy. You don't feel physically tired, you feel emotionally tired.
I know that feeling. So my bad day today was the first kind. I was completely swamped.
Okay, so let's use you as our example. You need to vent. My job as your friend is to be a good listener. This brings us to the most important part of this topic. What does a good listener do?
That's a great question. What do you think a good listener does?
The most important job of the listener is not to solve the problem. This is a huge mistake many people make. When a friend is venting, they are not asking for advice. They just want you to listen.
So if I am complaining about my boss, you should not immediately say, you should quit your job.
Exactly. That is not helpful. My job is to listen and show sympathy and validation. Sympathy is showing you feel sorry for their bad situation. Validation is showing them that their feelings are normal and reasonable.
So what are some good phrases a listener can use?
The best phrases are simple and supportive. Things like, oh no, that sounds awful, or that sounds so frustrating, or I'm so sorry you had to deal with that.
These phrases are like a warm hug. They show you are on their side. What about questions? Can you ask questions?
Yes, but they should be simple questions to encourage the speaker to continue. Like, really? What happened then? Or what did he say? You are not trying to solve the problem. You are just trying to understand their story.
Okay, now let's talk about what not to say. This is so important.
The number one thing to avoid is saying it could be worse, or at least you have a job. This is called minimizing their feelings. It makes them feel like their problem is not important.
That is the worst. Another thing to avoid is immediately talking about yourself. If I say, my boss was so demanding today, you should not say, oh, my boss is way worse. Let me tell you about my day.
Yes, don't make it a competition. Let your friend have their moment. The focus should be on them.
Okay, I think we have a great set of tools for both the speaker and the listener. Let's do a full, detailed role play. Let's go back to the beginning. I've just come home from my bad day. You are my supportive partner.
Okay, I'm ready to be the best listener. You open the door.
I walk in, I drop my bag on the floor, and I let out a big sigh.
Hey, you're home. You look exhausted. Was it a rough day?
It was more than rough. It was a nightmare. I am so overwhelmed.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Come here, sit down. Do you want to talk about it, or do you just want to relax?
No, I need to vent. I just need to get this out. My whole day was a disaster.
Okay, I'm listening. Tell me everything.
Well, it all started this morning. I came into work and I had my whole day planned out. I had a big report that was due on Friday, and then my boss came to my desk
Okay.
and she said that the client needs the report by tomorrow morning now. Not Friday, tomorrow.
What? She moved the deadline up by 2 days? That is so stressful. I can't believe she did that.
I know. I was already so swamped with my other tasks, and then suddenly I had this huge, urgent project. I had to cancel my lunch plans and work through my break just to get started.
That is so unfair. You didn't even get a break?
No break at all. And to make things worse, I had to call a difficult client in the afternoon. He was very unhappy about a small mistake from last week, and he was very rude to me on the phone for about 30 minutes.
Oh, Emma, dealing with angry clients is the most draining part of any job. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, especially on a day that was already so stressful.
Thank you. It was just too much. I feel like I worked for 12 hours today, but I still feel like I'm behind.
I can completely understand why you feel that way. You had an impossible amount of work to do, and you had to deal with a difficult person on top of it all. It sounds like you handled a very difficult day really well.
Thank you for saying that. I don't feel like I did, but thank you for listening. I actually feel a little bit better now just from telling you about it.
Of course, that's what I'm here for. Now, how about we forget about work completely? I can order your favorite takeout, and we can just watch a silly movie and not think about anything.
That sounds like a perfect plan.
This was a perfect example of a supportive conversation.
It really was. So let's do our final summary. If you've had a bad day, it's okay to vent to someone you trust.
Use simple, clear words to describe how you feel. Are you overwhelmed, swamped, or drained?
And if you are the listener, remember that your job is not to solve the problem. Your job is to listen and show support.
Use validating phrases like, that sounds so frustrating, or I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. And never, ever say it could be worse.
We hope this lesson helps you all be better friends and colleagues, and to feel better after your own bad days at work.
Thank you all for joining us on the Love English podcast. We will talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening to Love English Podcast. Remember, every minute you spend learning English is an investment in your future. Keep learning and see you in the next episode.